Well, Happy New Year, and welcome back to the Sports Swami channel. Today we've got some really great picks for you as we wind up Week 18 in the NFL. Before we begin Week 18, this is a revision of our Week 18 picks, so stay till the end to see all the picks. I took quite a bit of slack on the Chiefs and the Steelers game. I really thought that one was going to go the way of the Steelers. I thought they'd come in at the end and take it. I thought the Chiefs were going to give that one up. However, my subscribers, Matthew Slatton and Team Liff, I hope I'm pronouncing those correctly, both came back at me and said, "Hey, Swami, your scores are different from your model, and you're predicting the other team." You'll see in this week that I do that not only once, but quite a few times, and I'm going to try to explain it as I go along, so pay attention and stay till the end of the broadcast. In Week 17, we finished 12-4. Not so great, but it helped our overall average, and of course we're looking for a perfect score each week, so 12-4 I think was pretty good, but we will try to do better in Week 18. I feel really confident about the Week 18 picks. The totals for Week 17 pushed our all-time winning percentage to 69.3%. A little short of our goal of 70%, but we're moving in the right direction. Our Swami picks for Week 17 were 6-2. We just got brutalized on the Colts and the Saints game. I don't know where Las Vegas came from or the Giants, but I'm glad to see a little life in those teams anyway. Those are going to be important games in Week 18, so stay tuned. So without further ado, let's get into our Week 18 picks. I'm going to explain the color code, the additional information in there so that we can all be on the same page. Hopefully it'll be clear to you, as it is not always clear to me. The first game up is pretty simple. That's Cleveland traveling to Baltimore. Baltimore has a lot to lose on this game, and I think their offense will be tuned up and ready to go. So I'm predicting Baltimore on the money line, and that is a Swami pick of the week. Pretty straightforward, exactly as the model shows. The second game up is Cincinnati at Pittsburgh. And while Pittsburgh has to get back into its winning ways, Cincinnati is in desperation mode, and I think their offense is going to be tuned up and ready to go. Our model shows a dead heat. There is no statistical favoring on either team in this model, so you just have to pick a team. I think Cincinnati wants the playoffs badly, and I think Joe Burrow will rise to the occasion. And while there is no clear statistical advantage for either side, I'm using the playoff influence meter, and I recommend taking Cincinnati on the money line, and that is in orange because it's being influenced by the upcoming playoffs. The next game up is Carolina visiting Atlanta. There is no real reason for Carolina to be up for this game, but there is a clear reason for Atlanta to want to win. So they have to try hard. I think Atlanta will win. The model predicts Atlanta winning, and we recommend taking Atlanta on the money line, and that is a Swami pick of the week. The next game is Washington traveling to Dallas. And while these two teams have met before, I do think that Washington will win this game. The model predicts the game. Take Washington on the money line. And this is a Swami pick of the week. The next game up is Chicago traveling to Green Bay. And this is a divisional game. It will be a hard-fought game, but we think Green Bay will take care of business. And we recommend taking Green Bay on the money line. And that's a Swami pick of the week. The next game up is Houston traveling to Tennessee. Houston is in the playoffs, really doesn't have any advantage in winning this game. You'll notice that Tennessee is in my pink draft tanker coating. So this game has a lot going on in it. Our model predicts Houston to win the game. I think they'll be pulling back people and not playing everyone in the game because they have no advantage to do that. Our Swami playoff model, which means that Houston will be pulling back their starters, predicts that Tennessee will win the game. However, you'll notice the color coding on Tennessee. There are 4 teams which I call draft tankers. Those are the 4 teams with the worst records who are all vying for the 1, 2, 3, and 4 draft picks. So while I do recommend taking Tennessee on the money line, I do want to caution you that this could be a tanking situation for Tennessee. We have to go one way or another, and we are predicting that Tennessee will win the game, but don't be surprised if they tank right at the very end. The next game up is Jacksonville at Indianapolis. This is a divisional game. There's really nothing on the line. There is a little bit of next year's draft status, but it's not enough to influence the game. So we think that if Joe Flacco plays, that Indianapolis should handle business, and we recommend taking Indianapolis on the money line. The next game up is one of those crazy games. Buffalo's traveling to New England. It's the end of the season. Buffalo has no reason to win this game and no reason to play their starters. I think Josh Allen will come in for part of the first quarter, maybe score a touchdown, and then leave the game, and I think a lot of their starters will leave the game. The last time they met, New England played them very hard, and while New England should be the ultimate tanker on this list, I don't think that's going to happen. I think Gerard Mayo is trying to win this game to save his job, instead of playing it the smart way, tanking and taking the number one pick, which will help him a lot more in the future. I don't think that's going to happen. I recommend taking the New England Patriots over the Buffalo Bills on the money line. The next game up is again going against our numbers in the model, and this is the New York Giants playing the Philadelphia Eagles. I don't think the Eagles are going to play many of their starters, only the ones they need to play, and I really don't think they care if they win or they lose. So the New York Giants are playing for a little bit of pride, a little bit of coaching security, some of the other reasons that they won last week's game. I think they'll have Drew Lock out there. I think he'll be playing well. And I recommend taking the New York Giants on the money line. But bear in mind, they are a potential tanker. So if the New England game looks like it's going a certain way and the Giants can influence it, they may just jump back to that number one draft position. Our next game up is New Orleans traveling to Tampa Bay. And our model predicts Tampa Bay winning this game. Some of the other models that we've run showed New Orleans winning the game, but I don't see how that's possible. Tampa Bay has everything to lose on this game, so I do think that Tampa Bay will win and recommend taking Tampa Bay on the money line, and that is a Swami pick of the week. The next game up is statistically a pretty close game. It's Kansas City traveling to Denver. This should be a close game, but I don't believe that Kansas City will be playing any of their starters in this game. If they do, it'll only be for a few moments. I think Denver wins the game. I think Kansas City would prefer to have Denver in the playoffs, and I recommend taking Denver on the money line, and that is a Swami pick of the week. The next game up are the Los Angeles Chargers traveling to Las Vegas. And this should be a pretty straightforward game. Los Angeles should take care of business and win this game. However, the Raiders have been playing a little bit above their pay grade. I think that Los Angeles will win this game and try and improve their playoff rankings. And I believe you should take the Los Angeles Chargers on the money line, and that's a Swami pick of the week. The next game up is Seattle traveling to the Los Angeles Rams, and our model shows a little bit of an advantage for Seattle. Hello there, Swami Army. This is the Swami making a revision on this one. I do believe that Los Angeles will be resting all of their starters, and this game has a lot of incentives for Seattle, so we are going to pick Seattle on the money line for this game. The next game up has playoff implications, and Miami is traveling to the New York Jets. The Jets are beaten down. They'd love to upset Miami and get them out of the playoffs. Since Tua will not be playing in this game, we've now changed our final recommendation, and we recommend taking the New York Jets on the money line. The next game up is San Francisco traveling to Arizona. Our model shows this at a pretty close game. Statistically the same, but we do think that Arizona has the home court advantage. They have a little bit more to play for, and showing their fans that they'll be back next year a little stronger, a little more hopeful. San Francisco got beat up pretty badly by Detroit last week, and I think that they're going to lose the game. We recommend taking Arizona on the money line. And the last game up is a bit of a surprise. Our model is showing Detroit with an advantage. Detroit is very, very motivated. We think that Detroit had a short week. They had a tough game with San Francisco, and Minnesota is going to be ready to claim their divisional title and a bye for the first week of the playoffs. So we recommend taking Minnesota on the money line, and that's a Swami pick of the week. Well, there you have it. The whole season's over. We've put in our recommendations. Hopefully this color coding will help you understand what we're calling out and why we're calling it out. Some of the models don't make sense. New England beating Buffalo, that's kind of crazy. However, if you look at it in the sense that every coach in New England is playing for their job and Buffalo is not playing their starters, it becomes a pretty easy call. We wish you all the best. Happy New Year. Thanks for watching our channel. Be sure to like the video and subscribe. We really want to get you ready for the playoffs. We got a lot of energy coming in for the next 2 weeks. And as always, we hope you have a good and profitable week.